So today I want to talk about books. Yes, you heard correctly, books. What? You don't think books have anything to do with homesteading? Oh, you could be more wrong, my friend. Stick around. Let me tell you why. Welcome back to Littlefoot Ranch. I am Rebecca, and today you heard before that we're going to be talking about books. Now, I know you guys are probably thinking like, oh my god, a boring video. It's going to be like school all over again. No. Honestly, do I look like a school teacher? Seriously, no. But books have an important role in the homesteading community, and they should in your life too. If you grew up anything like I did, then you didn't have that fantastic grandma or fantastic mother to teach you the ins and outs and the ropes of, gardening and food preservation and canning and all of those things. If you're anything like me, you're self-taught. One way that I have learned the majority of my skills is books. Yeah, just books. Like these days, people are losing their appreciation for books. And that just kind of makes me sad. Obviously, I'm not saying I've learned everything that I know from books. What I mean by that is books was my starting point. I've never been one for modern technology. Not only do I not enjoy at it, I just plain suck at it. That's modern technology and me shouldn't even go in the same sentence. But books, yes, I love books. That's probably where my mom and grandma did me the most favors. What I mean by that is of course they were fantastic, but they just never did the canning and they never did the preserving. But they had a sincere love for books and education. Jokes, all right, I know, I'll get serious. All right, but if you think about it, homesteading is self-sufficiency. It's growing food, it's food preservation. It is all of those wonderful things. You may or may not be raising animals for meat. You may or may not be having, a big garden or crop garden or market garden. I mean, the list is endless of what you may or may not be doing on your homestead. And no one knows everything there is to know about everything. Always room to learn more. And books can totally get you there. Books can be the starting point. Books can show you the concept and teach you the concept of doing stuff. And then you can take that information that you just read in the book and take it with you when you start your project. Because trust me, you're going to need it for reference. But anyway, what I mean by that is you're still going to need that hands-on experience, and there are still going to be a tremendous amount of failures. But see, that's just it though. It's not really a failure. Not really. All in your perception, friends. I guess I should stop rambling about how awesome books are and how useful they can be and get into today's favorite books and must-haves for homesteading. As you can see, there are books on a wide variety of things that all involve, in one way or another, homesteading. And I have read none of them. Just kidding. I've read most of them. But what I mean by that is I've not read all of them cover to cover. There's so many books where I just kind of skim through for things I'm actually looking for. I don't know, maybe I like to have the books to make me feel smart. Well, I mean, let's be real. Having a crap ton of books do make you feel smarter, right? I know I'm not the only one that feels more like a genius when they have a crap ton of books. But all jokes aside, I do love my books, and I have read most of them all the way through. Why don't I stop rambling and get on with my favorite books for homesteading and must-haves? Okay, I'll meet you back in the kitchen. I gotta get my workout in for the day. I'm not going to show you them in my favorite order or anything like that. I don't really have a favorite order. I'm just going to show you in the order that I grabbed them off the shelf. So let's get started. The first in this stack, if I could speak today, that'd be good, is Grow for Flavor. This one by James Long, and it's so good. I mean, I can't really say that I learned anything new from it. However, I probably would have learned a lot of new things if it was a book that I had read like early on. It is a wealth of knowledge, especially for a beginner. I highly recommend it. And so I will flip it through. It is a wealth of knowledge. It has all kinds of different things in it, and different like intercropping and all kinds of like what's in the soil, how it affects the flavoring of things, and nutrient dense. It is just really a really good book. I really enjoyed this one. And plus, I always appreciate good quality photography. I mean, look at that. Doesn't that just make you want to grow it? Yes, so this one's Grow for Flavor by James Long. Another one kind of in the same category as the Grow for Flavor, where I learned, I didn't learn a lot. I didn't really learn anything new. But like I said, I just have recently gotten these ones in the last year or so. And so by that point, I've already had many years of experience. Like I said, there's always room to learn and to know more. So even if I see a book, and if I think I may or may not, even if I don't think I'll learn anything from it, I'm still gonna get it, because you just never know. This one was absolutely valuable and worth every single penny. You guys, well, at least most of you guys know that Doug and I started out in suburbia, and we lived on less than a fifth of an acre. And on that less than fifth of an acre, we had 6 dogs at the time, 3 kids, 3 younger kids, gardens, ducks, chickens, bunnies, quail, and compost. Like, we had all of that on less than a fifth of an acre. And that book, it was one of the very first ones I read, and it is like, yes, you guys have to get this. I don't care if you guys have several acres. Definitely get this one. It was absolutely valuable and essential to my education. And you guys can see like all the different things in it. It has charts. It just has so much. Like, it's literally all in one, like the one-stop shop book. I absolutely love this one. I've had it for many years, and I've actually read this one thoroughly more than once. It's by Brett L. Markham. I guess that's how you say it. Who knows? But yeah, this one's a keeper. When I started dabbling in permaculture, I didn't really know anything other than what I had seen glimpses of articles floating around on the internet. And then I got this book right here. Yeah. If you are into permaculture, get this book, Farming the Woods by Ken Mudge and Steve Gabrielle. It is awesome. Y'all just don't know. Like, this one is like, if I had to pick one farming book out of all of them, it would definitely probably be this one. This one was just really, really wonderful. But yes, I absolutely love this book. It is a wealth of knowledge. It has anything and everything that you could possibly think of. I love all the information on here on mushrooms especially. Definitely a keeper guide. Moving right along, all of these ones, I kind of round up all in the same thing. It all has to do with herbalism, and it all has to do with medicinal herbs. And out of everything there is to grow, herbs are my absolute favoriteest thing ever to grow. I love growing herbs. I cannot say enough about herbs. Like, I have them growing everywhere. They are so good. They provide so much flavor for your food. They provide so much healing for your body. They provide so much comfort for your nerves, depending on the right, teas and whatnot. I mean, they are just absolutely wonderful. They help certain ones help keep bugs away. They are great for companion planting in the garden. They just help your garden thrive so much. It helps protect your plants against the pesky little insects that we all hate. When you let them flower, it just brings all the pollinators in. Like, herbs are the way to go for like overall quality health of your garden, besides soil, obviously. You want a wide variety of herbs, and absolutely get yourself a few books on herbs and medicinal. But if I had to pick one out of my book, or out of my book, you can't pick one herb out of a book. Are you kidding me? Oh, sorry. If I had to pick one book, I mean. While I do love all of these, I'll let you guys see there. If I only had to pick one, it would probably be a tie. Please hold. It would probably be a tie between these two. I actually got this one I got kind of, I don't know, 4, maybe 5 years ago. This one was given to me by a dear friend of mine a couple of years ago. And this was pretty late in the game for me. What I mean by that is I had just gotten this from a friend a couple of years ago. And so by that point, I've already been gardening for a long, long time and everything. And oh my Lord in heaven, I still learned a buttload. I learned a buttload of things from this book. Like, it is unreal. Like, it like blew my mind. It was, yeah, actually no, I wouldn't have a tie. It would be this one. I lied. No tie. Just get this one. Definitely the Lost Book of Herbal Remedies is just really, really just a wealth of knowledge, guys. Like, I mean, it just has so much. Just kind of let you guys skim over a little bit. So absolutely, y'all need this book. Now, just like with school and homesteading, there's going to be that thing you hate. And for me, it's canning. Now, it's definitely no surprise that canning is not my favorite thing. However, especially since I am not the most educated person in the world when it comes to canning, there's a reason why you guys do not see me do canning videos. And, well, I'm just going to spare you from that horrible awfulness, to be perfectly honest. There are 1,000 other people that would be so much better for canning videos other than me. My favorite off the top of my head is Becoming a Farm Girl, Cassandra over there. Y'all, she is this, I love her. She doesn't even know I exist, probably. Like, she doesn't know who I am. But, like, she's a much bigger channel. But I really, really like her. Her videos are just so fun and energetic. And then if I had to pick a second favorite person for canning here recently, you know what? I'm not going to make anybody mad, so I'm not going to say. Sorry. I'll just stick with Becoming a Farm Girl because, you know, she really is awesome. But a lot of y'all are awesome too. And y'all are so awesome. Honestly, this book shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. You guys, everybody in the homesteading community has probably heard about this from every other canning channel known to man. So I'm not really going to go into it, except, you know, I might not love canning and I might not do as much of it as I should. That being said, I understand, respect, and appreciate the benefits and the importance of it. And what I'm trying to convey to you guys is in life there are going to be things that you do not like to do. You don't like doing it. It just comes with the job. But that don't knock the value of the importance of it just because you don't like it. Still broaden your horizon and learn a useful skill. You just never know when you may need it. Right along. We'll put this one over here. There's the cat. He wants to come sit on my lap. He's my sweet old man. This is Rocky. Okay, enough cat distractions. Like, I can't even help it. I love animals. I get distracted easily. It's like, y'all seen that movie Up? It's like Squirrel. Like, that is so me. Okay, and so these next two, I didn't realize this one was in the herbalism stack, but these next two, especially, I really like this one because like this has like a big guide on how-tos on like different raised beds and chicken tractors and like PVC hoop houses for, you know, covering for your beds. And yes, you can Google YouTube videos, that's true. However, one of the wonderful things about books is that you don't need electricity to read it. Like you know, well, I mean, you can't read in the dark, but you know what I mean. Like if in an event that you don't have electricity or internet, I mean, have you seen what's going on in the world lately? But I mean, in all honesty, like in seriousness, it's really important, I think, to have a hard copy of different things, and in case you're new to this and you don't already know how to do things like that. Fortunately for me, my husband, Doug, you guys know him, he's around, don't worry, he's just at work. But anyway, he is a very, very skillful and talented carpenter. So thankfully I have him, and that is a huge blessing for us. And he has taught me many, many things over the years. However, that's not always the case for everybody. And so this one is just, it's really awesome because it's got all different types of how-tos and everything just in it. And you know, homesteading is about self-sufficiency, DIYs. It's by David something, I forget who. David, I'm not even gonna try it, but yes. This one's really a keeper. Moving right along. So this one is kind of the same thing like this one. They're both really good. I learned a lot from each of them. This is by Dick and who else? James, there we go. Dick and James Strawbridge. But you can see this one has a lot more to do with other types of things, like different ways of getting rid of waste and all kinds of really nice things. It's got like watering systems in here, gardening, like compost. It's got a little bit of steel working, I do believe, if I'm not mistaken. A little bit of steel working, I think, somewhere in here. But you guys get the idea. All kinds of wonderful things that can teach you to be self-sufficient, even down to baking and cooking. And like I said, what if one day you're without internet or electricity? We were without internet for like almost a month, I think, back in December because of all the storms and electricity. The lightning like fried all of our wiring and everything. It was a huge mess. But anyway, yeah, so you just never know. It's always good to have things on hard copy if you're not already experienced in doing those types of things. Okay, so now you guys are probably thinking like, what in the world are these? This is our tractor's manual, and this is just, we have them on all the vehicles. I just grabbed my son's, but basically, and yours are gonna look different because obviously you guys might have a different tractor and a different truck. However, my reasoning for grabbing them and showing them to you guys is because you might just not know everything there is to know about machinery and equipment. And so the manuals, like, you always want to make sure that they are close by. And manuals like this do not come with your vehicles. Like, you have to purchase them. And they are a wealth of knowledge. My husband, who is very, very mechanically inclined, very good with cars, he's also quite the mechanic. His whole family is, actually. It's quite impressive. And he's taught me a little bit about that too. So anyway, these are super important because, like I said, what if you don't have internet? And it just has everything in there. Like, let me show you guys it. And so honestly, just like every single part, everything there is to know about your individual vehicle will be in the owner's manual and guide. So I highly, highly suggest and recommend and encourage you guys to have your manuals close by. Always get a good one, a good actual repair manual for your specific vehicle. My husband has always done all of the work on our vehicles, and those books have come in handy more times than I can count. In fact, he's actually doing the fuel pump on the Ford this week. So yeah, you just never know when you might need something like that. And honestly, the manuals are really good to have because you never know when you're going to need to troubleshoot a problem. And that's not just for a tractor or your truck, for everything. Like if you know, like have a pressure cooker and you do canning or a freeze dryer, everything. Hopefully someday I get a freeze dryer. But I mean, you guys get the gist of the idea. Keep your manuals close by because you just never know when you're going to need them. Honestly, I can't do anything. That's Coda. Coda is ridiculously clingy. Alright, moving right along. Chickens. So I feel like everybody these days, especially even like suburban homesteaders, urban homesteaders, like everybody has chickens. And you know what? That is awesome, because chickens are awesome. Now, many years ago, you know, like a lot with dogs and horses, I got a lot of my experience from volunteering. Yes, I have a buttload of books on them. But I got the majority of my education and the start of my education on those animals, hands-on and volunteering. I have volunteered countless hours at countless different rescues, horse and dog rescues, you know, just everything. And I still got books and I still learned a lot from them. But with chickens, I mean, there's not really any chicken rescues, sadly. I mean, there should be. They deserve compassion too. However, what I'm trying to say is that there are going to be those things where you just need a book to try to at least give you the core concept of it, like how to, like, you know, the initial things. Of course, no amount of reading is going to prepare you for real life. It's just not going to. But this book on chickens is where I got my founding education from on chicken keeping. And y'all get it. Like, if you guys are wanting to get into chickens and you're new to this, please get a book. Please educate yourself and arm yourself with the knowledge that you need to keep you and your animals safe, health, happy, and clean, so you can have an abundance of eggs. Because let's face it, these days everybody and their mother is getting chickens, and you should be, because I mean, they're just awesome. They do provide a wide variety of, you know, benefits and services and all kinds of wonderful things to your homestead. Chickens are absolutely essential. And, you know, but you're not going to have a good experience with them if you don't really have any idea on how to do it. Yes, this book, Keeping Chickens with Ashley English, is just really good. Sorry, I'm being a little sloppy. I have a cat on my lap. But yes, you guys can kind of just see it gives you the basics of supplies and nesting boxes, but you know, it might seem kind of redundant to a lot of us, but to a beginner, I absolutely recommend y'all getting this book for sure. Look at the pretty ladies. Oh, they're so cute. I mean, oh. See, it's got all different kinds of really useful, awesome information. And that is Keeping Chickens with Ashley English. Okay, so these next two books, you guys are probably wondering, what in the world does this have to do with homesteading or learning skills? And well, let me tell you. It is because it is about basically fruits and vegetables and the nutritional value of them and how they interact with the body and all of those fun things, how the certain foods build your immune system, what foods work against your immune system, and all of those wonderful things. And the reason that is important, and actually a skill that a lot of people don't really know, is because if you're not healthy, who's going to take care of your animals? Who is going to take care of your family? Yeah, you. You are responsible for the welfare and the health and the care of your loved ones and your animals. And if you're not eating to feel good, you know, or maybe you don't know what certain foods to eat to build an immune system, because believe it or not, that is a skill. A lot of people don't understand how the immune system works and things like that. And so these books will help you understand the nutritional value of everything you're growing in the garden. Like, what better way to learn about how nutrient dense the plants are that you're growing other than to read a book about nutrition and how it builds your immune system and all of those wonderful things. And both of these, I have a lot of books on the subject, but these two gear in specifically on the fruits and vegetables. And so that's why I really like these. It really gears. So this one is Whole by T. Colin Campbell, who is amazing, by the way. I have every single one of his books and I love all of them, with Howard Johnson. And this one is by Joel Furman, MD. And both of these guys are like super well educated doctors and really know their stuff. And especially T. Colin Campbell, I have been following him for years. I mean, for many years. And his background is it's quite impressive. I was quite impressed with them. And so anyway, I really encourage you guys to dig in on the, you know, knowledge of all the foods that you're growing in the garden, because there is really no better way to understand the foods that you're growing in the garden, how they work with your body, than to go to a nutritional book, in my opinion. So yes. All right, on to the next one. For the next one, you got to keep a little bit of an open mind. And this is the book. This is it. So the reason why I pulled this one off the shelf is because this book is fantastic of being able to teach you how to cook things and make things and bake things without things like eggs, without things like dairy and butter and all of those things. And the reason why I feel that's important and should be a skill is because if you, well, first of all, if you're watching this channel or any channels like in the homesteading community, then you're kind of aware of the situation, what's going on in the government and the world and everywhere. And I don't really think it's going to get any better. Sadly, that is really sad to think about. How could it get worse? And my gut just wrenches at the thought of it. But the thing is typically most people are fantastic cooks and can cook from scratch and do very, very well at it. And I'm not knocking that at all. That's not what this is about. It is about learning how to make those same types of things with different ingredients. It's not, you're not giving up something, you're adding something. And you're learning how to cook in a whole new way, and it will broaden your cooking skills and your baking skills and everything. Because, you know, I hope there's not a day where things like butter and milk and eggs and things like that are like, I hope they're, let me get my words. What I'm trying to say is I hope that day never comes. I hope there's never a day where there's no eggs at all or no dairy at all or anything like that. Like, God forbid. But if it gets to the point where it is limited or not affordable, you know, and you're starting to feel deprived, there are other ways to enjoy delicious foods without cooking the same way that you are used to. Kind of like, I don't like canning, but I see the importance of it. It's kind of like that. And so it really goes into like just everything, like you guys, you know, like things like that. It's a really wonderful way to stock your pantry with just items that you know, are super accessible and all kinds of things. I'm just letting you guys kind of skim through so you can get an idea of all the really delicious things that are in here that you could still enjoy without, you know, having to worry about having eggs and butter and dairy if that ever becomes a situation. Yes, those are my top picks for your typical skills for homesteading and whatnot to learn in books. Although I could really go on and on and on about books. But before we end the video, I want to take you guys back in the living room because I want to show you some other books real quick. So we're back in the living room, and I do apologize. The lighting is kind of terrible in here. It's not the best. But here are the other books I want to show you guys. Sorry, I'm really short, so everything's going to look really crooked. And obviously these books have nothing to do with homesteading. Obviously they are all, you know, fiction and all of those fun things. But the reason why I'm showing you guys these is because relaxing is a skill too that not a lot of people think about. And just like with building your immune system and taking care of you, relaxing is part of that. And so maybe you just want to escape one day, or have a me time or a break, and let your mind relax and settle, and just relax. And the reason why relaxing is important, because just like with eating foods to build your immune system, stress and sleep deprivation and all of those things can wreak havoc on a body. It can weaken your immune system in ways that you've never realized. And I know this is where I should probably practice what I preach. Relaxing, I get it. It's hard to do. We all have things to do. We have the outside jobs from the homes, you know, with our spouses, or maybe you're the one working outside the home, or maybe you're launching a business and taking care of rescue horses and homeschooling kids, and, you know, or maybe you just do all of the above. I mean, the list is endless as to reasons why we are busy and why we don't take enough time to relax. But books that are just like totally fiction and fantasy can really help with that. You know, curl up with a good book and a hot cup of tea or coffee, or a hot toddy, so tea and whiskey. I mean, you know, that's my way of thinking. But guys, relaxing is a skill, and you absolutely should do more of it. Well guys, that is going to wrap up today's video. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I'm so glad you guys came over and hung out with me as I got to talk about my love for books and my love for learning. I hope I didn't bore you guys too much with my shenanigans about books and all of those things and my talks about books. They really, really are useful and helpful, and you don't have to go buy them. Like, check out a library. A library is a wonderful resource for all things. Movies, audiobooks, you know, if you don't want to read, you could listen to them. I'm sure they have it on audiobooks. So, but yes, check out your library. They're a wonderful resource. And until next time, guys, take care. And and you know what? If you guys have some favorite books that you guys didn't see, post in the comments below. I'm always looking for new things to learn. So, that being said, until next time, guys, take care and have a wonderful day.